Imagine standing on the battleground, the air thick with tension, the ground beneath you echoing with the march of footsteps. What goes through a soldier's mind in these moments? What do they feel? For many, the battlefield represents fear, chaos, or the dissolution of all that is familiar. Yet the psychology of the soldier is not merely about combat. It's a profound exploration into how individuals adapt, survive, and grow in one of the most extreme human experiences. The concept of the soldier has been analyzed through the ages, from the philosophical musings of Sun Tzu in The Art of War, where he emphasized the importance of morale and psychological preparation, to modern psychological theories. Sun Tzu noted that knowing oneself and one's enemy can lead to victory without battle, highlighting the psychological dimension of warfare. Today we delve into how the soldier's mind operates under such intense conditions. This isn't just about fighting, it's about the human spirit under pressure. In this exploration, you'll understand how soldiers confront their fears, harness their training, and emerge stronger, more resilient, and perhaps forever changed. What does it mean to be a soldier? For society, it's both literal and metaphorical, representing the challenges of duty, sacrifice, and the truths of human endurance that we'd often rather avoid. Yet this isn't just a philosophical abstraction, but a psychological reality. Psychologists like William James, with his work on the moral equivalent of war, discussed how military life could serve as a crucible for personal development, suggesting that the rigors of soldiering could lead to moral and spiritual growth. Have you ever considered the mental state of someone who faces daily threats to their life? It's akin to peering into an abyss where the familiar gives way to fear and uncertainty. But here's the paradox. This very environment, as harrowing as it might be, can be a source of immense personal strength. Psychologists like Carl Rogers have spoken about the conditions necessary for personal growth, which include facing reality head-on, much like soldiers do in combat. The soldier's journey often involves confronting what we might call the shadow, the darker, less acknowledged parts of our psyche. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow resonates here. In warfare, soldiers must face their fears, insecurities, and the primal aspects of human nature. This confrontation, while daunting, is essential for self-discovery and resilience. When soldiers avoid these psychological battles, they miss out on the profound truths about themselves. Let's consider the real-world example of combat stress. Combat is often seen as a descent into chaos, where soldiers question their bravery and capability. Yet if we look at the lives of those who've served, we find resilience in adversity. Take, for instance, the World War II soldiers studied by psychologist S.L.A. Marshall in Men Against Fire, who highlighted how soldiers cope with the psychological demands of combat through camaraderie, purpose, and discipline. The lesson from this is profound. The battlefield, when faced with courage, becomes a place of transformation. It strips away illusions about oneself and the world, forcing soldiers to confront their essence. In this confrontation, they find clarity, strength, and sometimes a redefined purpose. What is the soldier's abyss? Is it the fear of death, the guilt of survival, or the unknown aftermath of war? How might a soldier's life change if, instead of avoiding these fears, they confronted them? When was the last time you thought about the psychological toll of warfare? What did you see? The soldier's mind is not isolated from their experiences. It interacts with every aspect of their being, choices, relationships, ambitions, and the narrative they craft about their identity. To truly understand the psychology of the soldier, we must examine how these elements intertwine, often in profound but transformative ways. Consider the role of fear. Fear is one of the primary emotions in a soldier's life, natural when facing the unknown, the uncertain, and the uncontrollable. But unchecked, fear can paralyze. Psychologist Susan Jeffers' philosophy in Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway suggests that fear should be embraced rather than fought. For soldiers, stepping into fear rather than fleeing from it is part of their training and survival. Think about the times when fear has gripped a soldier. Was it the fear of failure, of letting down their comrades, or the terror of combat itself? These fears stem from the soldier's abyss, challenging their sense of control. But what if fear could be reframed as a guide, pointing towards growth and resilience. This concept ties into resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity. The battlefield tests resilience, pushing soldiers to their limits. Viktor Frankl's insights from Man's Search for Meaning are poignant here. Even in the darkest moments of war, finding meaning in one's duty or survival can lead to personal growth or even heroism. In modern warfare, soldiers often face existential questions about the purpose of their service, the morality of their actions, or the impact of their sacrifices. The existential anxiety described by philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre about the weight of freedom and responsibility resonates deeply with soldiers. This anxiety, while challenging, can push soldiers towards living more authentically, aligning their actions with deeper values. Relationships among soldiers are profoundly shaped by this shared abyss. When individuals confront their inner voids, they can project these onto comrades, leading to profound bonds or bitter conflicts. The fear of losing a fellow soldier might make one cling to the group, or conversely, the fear of vulnerability might erect emotional barriers. True camaraderie in the military requires the courage to be seen, to be flawed, and to accept the imperfections of others. Even outside of combat, the soldier's psyche influences ambition and success. Many chase external accolades or promotions, believing these will validate their service or fill internal voids. Yet, as seen in the lives of many veterans, external success alone doesn't heal the wounds of war. The soldier's psyche reminds us to look inward, to pursue what truly matters beyond medals or rank. As we explore the psychology of the soldier, remember it's not about conquering fears or eliminating doubts, but understanding them, learning from them, and integrating these lessons into life after service. Now consider this. How often do you think about the deeper psychological impacts of being a soldier? What might one discover by fully engaging with these aspects of their experience? The soldier's journey is not merely about enduring hardship, but about learning from it, transforming through it. The soldier's life teaches the art of surrender, not giving up, but releasing the need for control over every outcome. Like a seed must break down in the dark earth to grow, soldiers must sometimes yield to the circumstances of war to emerge transformed. Surrendering to this process can lead to profound insights or healing, not by avoiding pain, but by understanding it. Humility is another lesson, as soldiers face their limitations in the unpredictability of war. This humility, not as a sign of weakness, but as a pathway to deeper connections with others and with the larger purpose of their service, is vital. In psychology, the soldier's experience is closely linked to meaning-making, as described by Frankl. Even in the face of immense adversity, soldiers who find meaning in their roles or in their camaraderie are better equipped to endure and grow. The soldier's path through the psychological abyss is not linear but cyclical, with each deployment or battle offering new challenges and chances for personal evolution. Mindfulness, as advocated by psychologists like John Kabat-Zinn, can be a tool for soldiers to navigate this cycle, staying present amidst chaos. Finally, the journey through the soldier's abyss leads to authenticity, living in alignment with one's true self, shaped by the crucible of war. This authenticity can manifest in various ways post-service, from advocacy for veterans' rights to finding new ways to serve one's community. The psychology of the soldier is about transformation through adversity, about the human capacity to adapt, learn, and grow in the harshest environments. It's about the choice to turn away from the abyss or to step forward, embracing the unknown with courage and an open heart. How will you view the soldier's journey? Not as a mere tale of survival, but as an invitation to understand the depths of human resilience and spirit?